If you have ever heard the word literacy, you probably thought about the act of reading a book or going to English class and learning new vocabulary and grammar. In reality, literacy surrounds us way more than we think. We see many moments where we use our literacy without even realizing we are using it. Have you ever been driving down the road and saw your favorite restaurant that was coming up on the next exit? You would not be able to know that was your favorite restaurant there without knowing the ability to read and understand what that sign meant. There are even literacies that are found in the most uncanny places. Whether you like it or not, literacy is woven all throughout sports. Not only is literacy present in our everyday sports, literacy surrounds the environment and keeps the sport in order to provide it with backbone. For instance, golf may seem like a pretty monotonous sport, but it's actually filled with a whole new language. There are very few people that see golf as fun rather than a way to get scholarships or trophies. But to Nicole Taylor, golf is a pastime and a livelihood. On average, she spends about 12 hours a week playing golf, and on top of that, she balances school and her internship at the local vet clinic. But what she loves to do most is play golf. We got the once-in-a-lifetime chance to speak with Nicole for a short interview. I would say that golf has a lot of literacy within it. There's a lot to learn to be able to be well versed in golf. You have to know the terminology and what a par is, and certain things that may not be relevant in everyday life, but when you play golf, it is very necessary to be able to excel in the sport. So, for instance, a slice. When you hit the ball and it curves to the right, that's a slice. That's how you tell someone where your ball went. And if you say it curved to the right, they'll probably think that you just started golf. But it's to let people know where your ball went or what your ball is doing, so that someone can either teach you, go find your ball, or so you can let someone know what your ball is doing. It's used in many different outlets, and it helps you to be able to learn as well as to comprehend and kind of blend with the environment. As far as the words, there's slice, which obviously is curving to the right, and there's another one that's called cut, and that means that your ball curves to the left. And also, there's the whole realm of pars, bogeys, double bogeys, eagles, and all of that such, which is, a par is what you should be hitting, but everybody has their own feel for golf, and everybody's at a different level. So when you first start out, you'll probably make triple bogey, which is 3 above par. So triple, 1, 2, 3 above par. And if you shoot par, you're doing pretty well. Par is about 80, anywhere from 80 to 75, depending on what course you have. And par is what your standard should be, unless you're doing something like going pro, maybe birdies or eagles, something like that. Something in the realm of where you want to be in golf. So if you normally shoot bogey at one course, you want to shoot bogey at another course. That's why the par, changes based on what course you're at. So it's a very complex set of literacies that it's pretty hard to navigate if you don't know the definitions of different words and aspects of the sport. Nicole also told us about all the strategies she developed along the way of her golf journey, how she strategically calculates each move before it happens, and has the guidance of her father for each play.
Back in our stands.
Get up. Yeah, a minute later, but off the toe. Good one.
We also got to speak to Megan Papagiorgio, which is a newcomer to the Caddo Mills golf team, and she's only been on the team for about 5 months, but she has a lot to say about the literacy within our golf structure.
I think golf has a lot of words that are required to learn so you can be successful in golf. For example, when you hit a ball, you need to be able to tell someone where it goes. You can call it either slice or cut, as well as the different parts of the position you are in, like your stance and lining at the ball. Some people may not know that golf is a sport as long as a very challenging mental sport. When I'm on the golf course, I have to focus a lot in order to do good like I want to. For example, if I mess up on one hole, I have to blow it off and restart with a clear headspace on the next, because if I don't, it'll just affect the rest of my game. I think that literacy is needed to know within golf, and that is very important because I feel like the more language and vocabulary that I know in golf, I can improve my golf game and start to become more advanced because of the way I interact with my golf community.
Besides seeing a well-versed golfer as well as a beginner golfer, we got to interview someone who hasn't quite played golf but grew up knowing the basics and necessities about golf. This is Kay Dominguez, and although she does not play golf, we decided to interview her to find out what other people see when they think about the golf community and its literacies that are interwoven all throughout the community.
I don't think you have to be smart to play golf, but you do have to be able to understand the game. And I mean, unless you're just doing it for fun and just hitting a ball, but if you're actually playing golf, I think it takes the mentality and focus to actually understand the game and the rules. And from when I was younger, I always saw older people play it, but I mean, lately I've seen a lot of teenagers and young adults play golf much more than I did when I was a lot younger. I think that golf is about a 6 on how hard it is, because it does require a lot of hand and eye coordination, but it's not as physical as other sports, but I do think it's a little hard.
Based on all of these interviews, I think we can conclude that the literacy that is seen upon golf is very widespread upon different people, but the amount of work that someone puts into golf directly correlates with the amount of literacy they see in the sport. After Kay Dominguez's interview, I asked her if she knew what a slice or a cut was, or if she could even explain what a par or bogey was. I could tell that she was unable to list any of the definitions, which I completely understood since she had never played golf as a sport. However, I did notice that the more that someone played golf, the more they could explain how literacy intertwined with their environment and what effects it had on them, along with the symbolism that is in each aspect of golf. The newcomer, Megan Papagiorgio, explained that she had a positive outlook on her future if she kept working on her literacy abilities within golf, while Nicole Taylor explained that her success in golf was based on the amount of literacy it took to learn in order to get her to be able to score as low as she does today. All in all, the intricacy of the golf literacy is quite extensive, and these interviews have given us an astounding insight to the literacy of golf and how others see the golf literacy from their perspective, along with the standpoint of our two golfers and how diverse yet similar their outlook on golf is. Well, thank you so much for your time today while we took a journey through the uncanny literacies of golf we may have never known until now.